The Western echoes, Cowboy Tales Unleashed. Original script, YouTube presentation. Dust, blood, and the last honest gun. The untold reckoning of Wyatt Earp at the OK Corral. Ambient silence. The wind scrapes across the desert floor. Then stillness. Beat 1, The Hook. October 26, 1881. A town so dry it swallowed its own prayers. Tombstone, Arizona. A name that whispered its own prophecy. Every board on every building leaned like a man who already knew he was finished. And on this particular morning, 30 seconds of gunfire would echo for 145 years. But listen close, partner, because most folks got the story wrong. Lean in, lower the voice, let the dust settle before you speak again. Beat 2, The Fracture. Wyatt Barry Stapp Earp. Not the Hollywood jawline, not the silver screen swagger. The real man, a 6-foot rail of gristling grief, who buried 2 wives, drifted through Kansas cattle towns like tumbleweeds with a badge pinned to his chest, and never once believed his own legend. See, the West didn't build heroes. It built survivors. And the difference between the two is a shallow grave and a good story. Wyatt wasn't looking for glory on that narrow lot behind Fly's photography studio. He was looking to end it. Clean, final, before somebody else did. The Clanton gang, them spurred-up cowboys with their silver conchos and their loud mouths, had been itching for blood since the summer. They'd stolen horses, robbed stagecoaches, killed a man or two without losing a night's sleep. And now they stood in that dusty alleyway like rattlers coiled in warm sand, just waiting on somebody brave enough or fool enough to reach down and pick 'em up. Pause. Let that image breathe. Beat 3, The Confrontation. Wyatt walked toward that alleyway with his brothers Virgil and Morgan, and Doc Holliday coughing blood beside him. A dying man who refused to die until the job was done. Document. A dentist-turned-gambler-turned-gunfighter. Tuberculosis eating him from the inside out. Every breath a rattling gift he hadn't earned. But he walked anyway. Because out here, pard, loyalty wasn't something you talk about over Sunday supper. It was something you proved at gunpoint. The Clantons had 5 guns. Wyatt's side had 4 men, one of them barely standing. Virgil called out, "Throw up your hands." What happened next was 30 seconds of thunder that split the western sky wide open. Bullets like sermon points. Each one final. Each one answered. When the smoke unknotted itself in the air, Billy Clanton and the McClory brothers lay bleeding in the dust. Ike Clanton, the loudest mouth in the whole outfit, had cut and run the moment gunpowder kissed the air, because cowardice has always been faster than courage. Virgil Earp shot. Morgan Earp shot. Doc Holliday grazed. Wyatt Earp, not a scratch. Beat. Let that land like a stone dropped in still water. Beat 4, The Gold Repair Revelation. Now here's where the story breaks from the legend and finds its truth. They dragged Wyatt Earp into court, called him a murderer, said those cowboys had their hands raised when the shooting started. The whole town cracked down the middle like a dry creek bed. Half of them saw a lawman doing his duty. The other half saw a machine with a badge. They acquitted him. But the Clantons weren't done. They ambushed Morgan, shot him dead over a pool table. They shot Virgil in the arm so bad he lost the use of it for life. And something in Wyatt Earp, something that had been law-bound and buttoned up and governed by a badge, finally broke loose. He rode out on what they called the Vendetta Ride. No badge, no legal authority, just a posse of men who believe that when the law won't hold a line, conviction must carry the rifle. He hunted every man responsible, and one by one he found them. You see, there's an old Japanese practice, the art of mending broken pottery with liquid gold. They don't hide the cracks. They fill them with something precious. The philosophy says this: a thing is more beautiful for having been broken. Wyatt Earp was not a flawless man. He was a fractured one, repaired not with comfort, but with consequence. Every wound his brothers carried became gold in the seam of his resolve. Slow breath. Voice drops to near whisper. Beat 5, The Sovereign Close. Was Wyatt Earp a hero? Was he a villain? Pardner. The West never cared for either title. It only cared what a man did when the dust rose up and the sun quit making promises. What I can tell you is this: He walked toward the fire when every sensible soul walked away. He buried the people he loved and kept walking. He outlived his enemies and kept walking. He died in 1929 at 80 years old in a Los Angeles bed. Not in a duel, not in a canyon ambush. In a bed, like a man who simply refused to be taken before his time. The real Western story was never about the fastest draw. It was about the man who could take the hit, absorb the loss, swallow the grief, shoulder the legend, and still ride forward at first light. That, partner, is gut grit. Beat 6, the call to action. If the Old West reached down into your chest and rattled something loose today, drop a comment below. Tell me who you want to hear about next. The legends, the outlaws, the ones history soft-pedaled. Hit that subscribe button. Because around here, we don't just tell stories, we carry them. This is the Western Echoes, Cowboy Tales Unleashed, and the trail ain't cold yet. I dare not speak badly of you, for the gift of life is to love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Reuben White, the Western Echoes, Cowboy Tales Unleashed, Kintsugi Soul Publications.